Señorita Jessica y la gente de Left Field Pictures, bienvenidos a la Negra Tomasa. Jessica and everyone from Left Field, welcome to the Negra Tomasa, the most famous Cuban bar in Madrid, Spain. My name is Toby. I'm a theatre director from Britain. My father is married to an American, and so I have a base in Miami, one of my favorite cities of the world, along of course with Havana, Cuba. Now I've been coming to Cuba for 15 years. I'm a writer, and I was inspired by the writings of Ernest Hemingway and stories of his life, and of course after watching the Buena Vista Social Club and learning of its success, I was intrigued to travel to this Caribbean island, this island that had the fame of being lost in time, a living museum, one of the last communist countries, and discover the truth behind it. And what an incredible discovery. This city that rose to fame in the 50s as the Las Vegas of the Caribbean, a city that created the most incredible music, the mambo and cha-cha-cha, where America and Cuba enjoyed musical friendships, where Dizzy Gillespie and Chano Pozo played together to create a great Latin jazz theme, Manteca. I traveled from Britain, not a problem at all, and traveling from America, I've come via Jamaica, via Cancun, via Bahamas. It's an easy trip to make, and I can assure you it's well worth it. Coming to Havana, I created 3 or 4 shows that have traveled the world: Lady Salsa, the bar at Buena Vista, Havana Rumba, Hemingway's Havana, and with these shows it has helped me to meet all kinds of people. If you travel to Havana with me, you'd have the opportunity of seeing these shows in rehearsal. And these are shows that tell real stories about real people with great music. 8, 9, 10 musicians in each show, 20 dancers, and you get a chance to see the costumes being made, the choreography being created, and then after the rehearsal's over, of course, no day is complete without a swim in the beautiful Caribbean Sea at sundown, enjoying a freezing cold beer or a mojito, of course, and then as the night begins, you can hear a variety of different salsa bands or the new style of reggaeton in nightclubs all over the city. Havana is a city of festivals, and every day there's a different festival: a festival of jazz, a festival of bolero, a festival of folklore, a festival of guitars, with guests flying in from all over the country. So the nights are full, and you never sleep before 5 or 6 in the morning, should you choose to. Food in Havana has got a bad reputation, but I can assure you that there is world-class cuisine in some of the most interesting places to eat you can imagine. Cuban people opening up their own houses in restaurants called paladars in the most incredibly different locations, and having brought journalists to Havana over the last 15 years, I've discovered all of them, and I can assure you, I can guarantee you some eating experiences that you'll never have anywhere else in the world. Secret locations, because when journalists come, they want to see a side of Havana that nobody else knows, a side of Havana that is off the beaten track, that is a Havana that the tourists don't know, and this is something that I can offer. The great thing about Cuban artists is that they're highly trained, and you have a huge repertoire as a director to work with. All Cuban artists are employed, they train every day, which is unlike people in other countries. The musicians, they train together every day, so they're very tight, and they have a huge experience of playing together. So to create a show, it's something that's very joyful. I've had some crazy experiences in Havana. I fell in love with the country, spent too long here, overstayed my welcome, ended up in a Cuban prison for 2 weeks, which I guess, taught me to respect the immigration rules a little bit, and gave me an opportunity to stop drinking mojitos and stop smoking a Cuban cigar. So in a way, it was my detox. Touring around the world with Cuban people is always a crazy experience. Traveling with musicians who are 96 years old, 88 years old, has its own interesting charm, and putting Cubans on stage and watching the audience respond to them in a euphoric way is something that moves me deeply, and something that I enjoy greatly. Standing ovations that go on for 25 minutes. Ry Cooder says that Cuban music rebuilds you from the inside. It speaks to you with a natural voice. And these old Cuban musicians that we tour around, they seem to have the secrets of eternal life, and it's the music and dance that keep them going. And this is something that I think Cuba can offer people, is an invigorating, new experience of life. It's a country that, of course, is full of complications and contradictions, but it's a country where, for America, the doors are opening, and it's a new country, and this is an opportunity to discover a new country, and that's something that in today's world is not very often. The American people are very welcome in Cuba. They're some of the generous people that I've ever met, and Cubans recognize that and are waiting for Americans eagerly. I think that myself have always enjoyed getting to know the real Cuba, spending life with the people. In 15 years as a theatre director, people know that I had the opportunity of being able to take them out of the country, giving them an opportunity to tour. And so I'm well known in Cuba, and I'm someone that enjoys to be surrounded by people, someone that enjoys the Cuban party life, but I'm also someone that enjoys real stories. Myself as a theatre director, for me that's something that's very important, is the power of storytelling. And why I create theatre is that these stories have the ability to change people's lives when they hear other people's stories and how other people live. In Cuba, some of these old musicians who have been in obscurity, lived in obscurity for 40, 50 years, and then suddenly have their lives transformed by the success of this movie, for example, and at the age of 90, 95, Compay Segunda becoming one of the greatest musicians in the world, or most well recognized. So this, I think, is something that Cuba has to offer. New stories and a new place to discover. And I think travel is something that is very important for people, to see how other people live in other countries around the world, which helps you understand and appreciate more the life that you live in your country. 2015 is a very exciting year to rebuild friendships between America and Cuba, and I hope that I have the opportunity of showing you the side of Cuba that nobody else knows, and for creating the friendship that I hope you will all enjoy. And I hope that Cuba and America get this opportunity to work together again and to create a beautiful new friendship. The rest you have to come and discover for yourself. I'm here and you're there, and hopefully we'll be meeting soon in Cuba. All I can say is the best cocktails, the best music, the best people in the world. I hope to be seeing you in Cuba very soon. Hasta luego.